Welcome to Stoic Origin. Before we start, let me ask you something serious. Have you ever noticed how someone can disappear from your life, but somehow still feel present? No texts, no calls, no "I miss you." Yet somehow they still know what you're doing. They still see your moves. They still track your growth. And the silence? It's not peaceful, it's heavy. If you've ever felt that, stay right here, because what you're about to hear isn't comforting, but it is freeing. Because today you're going to understand why she stays silent, yet never stops watching. And once you see it clearly, you will never chase confusion again. The illusion that keeps men trapped. Most men believe silence means absence, that if she's quiet, she's gone, that if she doesn't reach out, she doesn't care. That assumption destroys men, because women do not detach the way men do. A man disconnects by cutting emotional ties. A woman disconnects by withholding access. She removes herself from your reach, but not from your awareness. And that's intentional. She's not silent because she forgot you. She's silent because silence gives her leverage. And leverage feels safer than honesty. Truth one, she watches because watching feels safe. Let's get this straight. If she didn't care at all, she wouldn't look. No checking stories, no scrolling your page, no curiosity. Indifference doesn't observe, but interest doesn't always act either. Here's what most men miss. Watching gives her information without vulnerability. She gets updates on your life without risking rejection. She satisfies curiosity without surrendering pride. She stays emotionally connected without accountability. From her perspective, that's a win. She can see if you're still hurting, if you've moved on, if you upgraded your life, if someone else replaced her, all without exposing herself, because the moment she reaches out, the power balance shifts, and power, not love, is what governs silence. Why she refuses to be first. Men reach out to reconnect. Women wait to evaluate. A man thinks, "I miss her, I'll say something." A woman thinks, "Let's see where I still stand." If she messages you first, she admits uncertainty. If she stays silent, she controls the narrative. And control protects ego. She's not waiting because she's weak. She's waiting because she believes time works in her favor. She expects you to crack. She expects nostalgia to pull you back. She expects emotion to override discipline. And for most men, it does. The silent test you didn't know you were taking. Her silence is not passive. It's a test. She's measuring your restraint, now your self-control, your ability to move forward without her. Every time you check her page, every time you like something, every time you accidentally view her story, you're answering the test incorrectly. Because what she's really asking is, does he still orbit me even when I'm gone? If the answer is yes, she feels secure. And secure women don't chase. Truth two. She fears losing control more than losing you. This part stings, but it's necessary. She doesn't miss you the way you miss her. She misses how you made her feel about herself. Attention, validation, emotional certainty. When that disappears, discomfort sets in. But discomfort doesn't immediately lead to action. It leads to monitoring. She wants to know if she can still influence your emotions. That's why she watches. That's why she stays silent. As long as you're emotionally reactive, she hasn't lost control. Breakups rarely end when you think they do. By the time she walked away physically, she had already rehearsed the exit mentally. Women detach internally before they detach externally. She processed the loss in advance. You didn't. So now the timelines are reversed. You're feeling it late. She's observing the aftermath. And observation gives her reassurance. If she sees you struggling, she feels validated. If she sees you waiting, she feels powerful. If she sees you stuck, she feels justified. Why she won't reach out even if she misses you? Because reaching out means admitting risk. Risk of rejection, risk of losing status, risk of seeing you moved on. Silence protects her from those outcomes. She'd rather wonder than confirm. She'd rather stalk than speak. She'd rather assume than ask. Because asking removes the fantasy. Truth three, the one who cares less controls the dynamic. This is not romantic advice. This is psychological reality. In any emotional exchange, investment determines power. Whoever needs the outcome more loses leverage. And she senses investment instantly. Your tone, your timing, your reactions. They tell her everything. When you care more, you become predictable. When you become predictable, you become safe. When you become safe, attraction fades. Women don't crave comfort first, they crave uncertainty tied to strength. Why indifference feels magnetic? Think about it. Have you noticed how people want what they can't fully read? Mystery creates mental engagement. When she can't tell what you're thinking, when she can't tell if you still care, when she can't tell if she still matters, her mind fills the silence with questions, and questions create obsession. You don't have to manipulate. You don't have to play games. You just have to stop over-investing. How men accidentally destroy their position. Most men don't lose women because they're bad men. They lose women because they remove tension too quickly. They explain too much. I chase closure. Offer availability without demand. Each attempt feels logical. Each attempt lowers perceived value. Because value isn't proven by effort. It's proven by self-containment. Truth 4. Your absence speaks louder than any message. Silence done right is not avoidance. It's self-respect. When you disappear completely, not passive-aggressively, but deliberately, something shifts. She no longer gets updates, no longer gets reactions, no longer gets confirmation. And the mind hates missing information, especially when ego is involved. That's when reflection begins. Not because you explained yourself, but because you didn't. Why words fail where absence works. Words give answers. Answers close loops. Silence opens loops, and open loops demand mental energy. She starts replaying moments, re-evaluating decisions, comparing you to others, not because you begged, but because you vanished. That contrast is powerful. The panic phase most men never see. Here's the truth no one tells you. When a woman realizes she can no longer access you emotionally, fear kicks in. Not fear of loneliness, fear of misjudgment. Did I let go of something valuable? Was he more solid than I realized? Why isn't he reacting like others? That's when regret forms, quietly, privately, internally, and she will never admit it. Truth 5. If she truly wanted you, you'd know this is the hardest truth. Women act decisively for what they value. They don't hesitate. They don't breadcrumb. They don't stay silent, hoping you'll guess. They pursue clarity when something matters. If she wanted you in her life truly, you wouldn't be confused. Confusion is not chemistry, it's indecision. And indecision means you're optional. The Stoic shift that changes everything. A high-value man doesn't decode silence. He reads actions, and silence is an action. It's a decision. So instead of waiting, instead of hoping, instead of watching her watch you, he redirects focus. He builds, he sharpens, he advances, not to impress her, but because stagnation is beneath him. Why the man who moves on wins, always not because she comes back, but because he never needed her to. Ironically, that's what creates respect. Women sense self-containment. And the man who no longer seeks validation becomes unforgettable, not because he chased, but because he didn't. Final Stoic truth: she may still be watching, but you are no longer performing. She may still be silent, but you are no longer waiting, and that shift changes everything. If this message hit where it needed to hit, like the video, it helps this truth reach men who need it. Share it with someone stuck in emotional limbo, and subscribe to Stoic Origin for disciplined thinking, emotional mastery, and mental independence. Comment below, I control my emotions, because you do. And always remember, you are not abandoned. You are being tested, and discipline always wins. Welcome to Stoic Origin.